I knew Costa would pull out. Card is midder now. Did Paulo Costa really pull out of his fight? Why am I not aware of any of this? This is why I need to go live so you guys keep me in the loop. Thank you for the $2, John Smith. Piggy, please go listen to that new Clips song called So Be It. I can't listen to it right now. I'm sure you'll be aware of this, but I'll happily watch it some other time. Thank you for the $5. Baby, I'm in love, thinking about it every time, thinking about it, can't stop thinking about love. Whoa, come on, come on. Sup, Guru, what have you been up to? Oh! Hola, ¿cómo estás, Guru? Buckley versus Covington was a fluke. No, it was not a fluke. Covington would not have out-grappled him in the championship rounds. Why don't you guys get it? Buckley fucking fumbled it. It is what it is. Nina drama video or nah? I just feel like I missed the chance sometimes. You know, that should have been done last week. I had another video that could have been done last week as well, but I just can't now. I don't know. Crystal, I love you, baby. That's a OG Alonzo Manyfield reference there. Let's talk. Thank you for the $2. Hashtag rape Dana White. No, don't do that. Guru, have you seen how have you seen how bad the upcoming pay-per-views are? I have seen how bad the upcoming pay-per-views are. They're a fucking disgrace. Thank you for the $5. Gee-wee-wees. What's your goddamn problem, brother? I don't know, brother. I don't enjoy life. You feel me? One of those tricky damn things. Paulo versus Kopylov is on 318 now. Probably the forking co-main now, Lamau. Hashtag rape Dana White. Don't get a hashtag movement going to rape Dana White. Please don't start that here in my channel, please. Paulo Kopylov's on 318 now. Fuck, man. That is so weak. That is so fucking weak. Impersonate as John Anik trying to impersonate as Yuri grocery shopping. Haha, let's go for that. Chopped cheese. I don't know. Because you were crushing on bones too hard. Alright, fair enough. I'm not. Impression of Mickey Mouse roasting a turkey with Paddy. Oh, don't eat it all. I don't know. Lad, you the fucking mouse, lad. Shut your mouth, lad. Thank you for the membership, Dubsy EDM. I'm gay for John Smith, says DHM. What's up, dude? What's up, Low Blow MMA? How's it going? Question as a new YouTuber. Do you remember how many views you got the first few weeks? And how long did you go before you made money from YouTube? Was stream or videos first? Thanks for the great content. You're in the wrong perspective. You think I love this? You got to really hate this and enjoy the hatred of it. I don't know. Oh, I started with streams. My first thing I ever did was I was waiting for people to talk about MMA with so I can start an MMA channel. I just started streaming for a few weeks on end pretty much with no video. And then I posted videos of breaking down UFC 228. And my first one got about 17 views. And my second one, I broke down Brandon Davis versus Zabit Magomed Sharipov and ended up picking Brandon Davis to win. And Dagestani's just absolutely fucking hate rated the content, and it got like 800 views. So that was my second video. And then everything else went back to getting like 15 views, 12 views, 10 views, stuff like that. So it took me like 3 years to get some decent money out of YouTube. What do you think of 319 so far? Mid? Well, I've just been alerted to the fact that it's all shit. Everything is shit that the UFC does. Every pay-per-view's fucking garbage. That's what I'm finding out. Bobby Green versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. People forget, man. That's a fucking massive fight. I don't know why they would do that matchup, though. That just seems like paying a whole lot of money to do to two crafty vets that you kind of want both of them to lose at this point. Edson Barboza, Drakkar Close. What are we doing? Why are we doing that? UFC 319's in Chicago. So that's probably going to be Ankalaev versus Pereira too. Nate Landwehr's back. Hold on now. Hold on now. Nate Landwehr's back in the mix. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrier. Hold on now, guys. Everybody hold on now. Nate Landwehr's back. Why was that not the first thing said in my chat room? You know? You guys didn't seem to alert me of that, and it hurts. Thank you for the membership, Dominic Iglesias. Thank you for the 11 months of membership, dude. Isn't Iglesias the fat comedian guy? There's probably a lot of similar surnames in Mexico, let's be honest. Only about 5 different surnames you can have. Did you see the Caitlin Clark fight? Who touched her? Who touched Caitlin Clark? Who did it? Was it one of them? Can you call Jacob Parrish a soy loser? Jacob Parrish, you're just a fucking downy, mate. And I'm sick and tired of how pathetic you are, to be honest with you, mate. Might as well have downs. Useless. Phillips versus Oliveira. Who wins? I'm going to go with Vinicius Oliveira. Kyler Phillips got fraud checked by Rob Font. He's an offensive merchant. He won't be good on the back foot. Jones still isn't stripped. Dana White. Stop starting that hashtag. Thank you for the £5. It's the beefy one. Tim Elliott, Cannoneer, Barboza, Drakkar Close, Diego Ferreira, Robert Green, GM3. Goddamn! A whole Unk reunion on UFC 319. It is, dude. The Unks are out in full force at UFC 319. But hey, it's good to have GM3 back on board, dude. He's going to fraud check Mikhail Alexeychuk, dude. And we all know it to be true. Now, I will say, Mikel Pereira versus Marco Telio. Sheesh! In China. That's actually a really good matchup. I like that matchup. That matchup intrigues me. And Shi Ming is back as well. Dude, a lot of things happened over the past few days, huh? These happened all before the event. I'm just that far behind because I'd missed a few days. We might need to so-and-so Dana White for real, top bunk boy. All right, no, we're not doing that to Dana White. I watched a fat dude vomit up yogurt yesterday during my finals week on my way back to my car. Reminded me of you. God bless. All right, thank you for the 18 months of membership, dude. How nice of you. Usman versus Bilal prediction. Usman, I'm thinking. Thank you for the $2. Chat, Craig Jones wants me at CGI. What are we thinking? What are you thinking about that option? I think he just wants me there to appear. But I'm thinking, dude, if I'm going to go to CGI, I want to have a bit of a grappling match with Dana White, at least. You know what I mean? At least I need to, like, clothesline Dana White off the top rope or something. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to be participating in the event. I think he wants it to be somewhat, you know, big. But, yeah. Where's Schmitty, dude? Come on, dude. There's some capitalization. We could capitalize here. No, but he wants me there to appear. I don't know what to say about it, though. I'm not really an appearance type of guy. I'll just end up seeing myself on the big screen at some point and hate my life. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a big ask to get me to just fly out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Very big ask. Not worth the money, I know. But I'll consider it for sure. Impression of Tom Aspinall flirting with Jon Jones. Yeah, mate. I'm just fucking buzzing, mate. Fucking... You're so lanky and long. Wow. I don't know. Usman versus Bilal prediction. I would go with Bilal, I think, to beat Usman volume-wise. We legit need you to take over the UFC. Massive matchups are not being made. Crack that whip. I know. That's what we need. We actually need me cracking that whip. You know? In the UFC against some of these fighters. The roster's not perfect for it yet. But, you know, they do some talent scouting in certain areas, you know? I'm sure it'll work. I'm tired of these motherfuckers not accepting fights, fighting enough. I know. It's fucking pathetic, man. Gaethje would have had a strongly worded letter of complaint if I was in charge of the UFC. Posted for his front door. Heavily suggesting that he moves to PFL. Guru, when will you get on the career ladder? I don't think I ever will. I was on it at one point, but no, not anymore. I don't think ever again, hopefully. What did Dana White think he was oiling up for? Hashtag rape Dana White. Stop starting that movement. Please, because it will be like a Fight Club where it all of a sudden becomes a reality. Even though you didn't really take it that seriously at first. It's going to be Tom versus Garn for the vacant belt. I hope not. I do indeed hope not. God, that heavyweight division has literally been tanked a year of its existence for this whole bullshit, man. 2 years of its existence. Being live in the crowd at UFC Atlanta was great. We booed every shit fight out of the arena. We weren't taking any shit fights. Good. Also, I missed the Wellmaker KO because of because Chick-fil-A ran out of sandwiches. Chick-fil-A running out of sandwiches. That's like... I can't think. Thank you for the $10. That's crazy, dude. It's crazy that Chick-fil-A ran out of sandwiches. Kind of a bizarre thing. Impression of Kurt, and it's a shame that you missed a Wellmaker fight, dude. Did you see that Rose Namajunas makes more than Usman, though, in the UFC? I'm sure you guys were happy from that, to hear that news. Impression of Curtis Blades and Jimmy from South Park having an argument. Back off, Jimmy. Whoa. Hold on, Curtis. That's not cool. Thank you for the $5. Impression of TT Volt questioning the monkey on Usman's back, but is confused as Buckley never took his back in the... Shut the fuck up, chat. Thank you for the $5. God. I got the monkey off my back. Yeah, man. I never had your back. Thank you for the $2. Impression of Mickey Mouse telling War Machine to stop. What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop. I think you're hurting her. Stop doing that shit, man. I'm not doing that anymore. What a random fucking donation. I gave you the very first dollar you have ever made. I don't think you did. Thank you for the $5. That's not true. That isn't true. First dollar I ever made was given to me by my father. And that's not you, if that's what you're insinuating. My father gave me some pounds. Everyone knows if they had a dad in certain upbringings, there was no weekends. The weekend began and I was lifting fucking pebbles and rocks over my back for just no reason, you know? Anytime you noticed there was a weekend where a lion could be had, I was out somehow laboring in the house, gardening wise and shit. It's fucking awful. There would have been no guru if it wasn't for me. There would have been no guru if it wasn't for me. All right, Trevor G, we get it. Who wins, Buck versus Cuck and Huffy versus Gaethje? I'll have to go to Cuck, even though I want the Buck to win. I'm still rooting for Buckley. Still rooting for the comeback story. And Huffy versus Gaethje. You know what? I'd say Huffy, but he probably like fuck it up and Gaethje would somehow fucking Zoig is like retard his way forward and win. You know what I mean? I reckon so. What's the problem, baby? We always knew Jones wouldn't fight Tom. So sad to think we'll never see his Gaylord face weaved into the canvas. It's actually it's actually a disaster of humankind that we ain't going to get to see that happen. I need to see Jones seizing up out cold, pooing his pants in the octagon. Or there is no justice and there's no God. Oliveira winning against Topuria. Thoughts? Oliveira winning against Topuria. Thoughts? No, I don't think he is. I will say that Oliveira is going to be a lot bigger than Topuria, but Chandler's really small. Everyone keeps showing me the picture of Topuria stood next to Raul Rosas Jr. and saying, look how small he is, dude. Oliveira's going to be too big for him. But then I'm thinking, I've seen Oliveira struggling with Chandler, who's shorter and shitter than than Topuria by far, in my opinion. Not shorter, but as short and way shitter. Thank you for the $1 Australian Miguel Chit. Appreciate you. Tom versus Volkov. Let's go for that. Tom gets subbed. No, he doesn't get subbed in the rematch against Volkov, but they ain't going to do the Volkov fight because Dana said he'd make it right by Volkov and never did anything about it at all. Impression of Ariel getting drafted. What? What hospital do you want me to go for? Thank you for the 2. Jones with another guy. Jones is with a guy other than you. Are you going to be okay? I'll be fine, man. Thank you for the 2. Thoughts on Alonzo Manyfield getting 250k? Insane. Could have paid him in rubber duckies and the down he wouldn't have noticed. Dude, you genuinely could have paid him in like Alonzo snacks. They should like come up with their own brand of like Scooby snacks for Alonzo Manyfield. And they wouldn't have he would not have noticed that at all. The difference, you know? Yes, dude. What's all this yes, dude? Is that CGI? Thank you for the $2. Impression of CTE Volk and Helium McGregor cooking. They see, put that on there. You want to put the spoon underneath and heat it up? Yeah, that's the timer. Hit that cocaine up, Louis. Cocaine. Helium McGregor's pretty difficult. You might fool of a tongue. Shut your mouth, brother. Come to my party, brother. Impression of Izzy being Uncle Tom to Buckley because he acts too black and ghetto. Rape Dana White. All right, enough. Thank you for the $5. Izzy being an Uncle Tom to Buckley because he acts too black. What the fuck? I'm not doing these ones, no. Thank you for the $5. Craig Jones would 100% set you up and choke you. Bring it. I'd have to power drive Craig Jones on his fucking head for CGI 2. How about that CGI 2? Do you guys hear about CGI 2? CGI 2. Something about CGI 2, dude. Well, something about CGI 2. It's way better than the UFC's shitty grappling event. Where it's basically just the entire fucking show cast just tries to stop Buscemi reaching into his backpack after one of his team loses. Did you see the addition of Costa? Someone just mentioned Mikey Buscemi here. Did you see the addition of Costa to UFC 318? Thank God there's something interesting. True. Yeah, but it's now off of 317, so that's even worse. But Jesus, that card's so bad, I know. The UFC right now is as bland and uninspiring as Mikey Buscemi's body count. All right. Do you mean school kids for Mikey Buscemi's body count? What are we talking about? Not that he's a nonce, but that he's killed many in his uproars that he's had. I heard the guy whispered to Conor that Chandler will beat you black and blue and then adopt you. Then Conor sent him to sleep. Okay, interesting. That's an interesting thing. I didn't know about that. Thank you for letting us know, J-Ro Ruiz. Craig gonna get Rockhold to choke you out. Still go, though. No, we'll see. Would you watch Terrence versus Canelo? Looks pretty good. If you do come to the US, try In and Out. Ugh. It's gonna be a burger. Ooh. You know what? I'll happily leave the USA not trying In and Out. How about that, you California cuck? I'm sick of it, man. It's gonna be a burger with a tomato in it. Ooh. You know? No, I didn't mean it in that way about Mikey Buscemi. But I could try it. I don't know. My US trip's gonna have to be fucking delayed because I just had a nuke dropped on me. So, but I'm still going. Just a little later than I thought I'd be. Randomly moving Elliott above Joshua Van when he's a week away from fighting the #1 contender. I know that heifer John left nothing but bones. Morgan did it. Randomly moving Elliott above Josh Van. Tim Elliott above Joshua Van is fucking retarded. Yeah, that is dumb as fuck. But Tim Elliott's got a huge matchup coming up, dude. Against Tagir Bekov. You got to watch out. People forget, man. Tim Elliott had Demetrius Johnson in all kinds of trouble. Get out of there. I'm pretty sure that Joe Rogan said get out of there in the Elliott versus Demetrius Johnson fight because of the Darce choke in the first round. I'll help Guru level up. Shout it. Impression of Anthony running over a family with his SUV, but on paper he wasn't going over the speed limit. You know, on paper they had more than enough time to get out the way. But they just curled up in a ball around me. I don't know why. Maybe I inspired them. Kyrie Irving got exposed for saving and liking a Fuentes Twitter clip. I miss him and Luka together. I know, dude. Dude, Kyrie Irving was based in the wrong direction, but hey, you know, we're not asking for perfection, you know? Thank you for the $5, dude. But yeah, he had some baseness in him. But then didn't he have to respond? Wasn't there a vaccine thing with Kyrie Irving as well? God, dude, him and Luka together was powerful. Thoughts on one pay-per-view and a fight night a month so we all will always get stacked cards and you can cut the fat? I'm trying, man. Thank you for the 5. I'm trying to cut the fat. But no, I don't like that. I think, honestly, a pay-per-view and 2 fight nights a month. There should be no month where there's 4 fight cards, I think. Unless it's like July. And that can be the statement of like, it's July, dude. It's a fight every weekend. It's going down. But other than that, there should be a week off every month. There's just too many events. Way too many events. Vittori versus Allen, the co-main of UFC 318. All right, yeah, we're not hashtagging that. I started crying when the UFC cancelled the Tafa fight. Dude, I can't believe it. What else is going to be on the main card? You know what I mean? Impression of Cody Garbrandt being told that Santa isn't real and refuses to accept this reality. He's 33. What? You guys told me that he was. Then why would you tell me when I was 7? I haven't evolved since then. mentally. Dude, how shit is Garbrandt though? I was watching back the Garbrandt-Barcelos fight. He's just bad at fighting, you know. Like, he has no intricacy to his game. It's actually kind of sad. And he never was any good. Thoughts on Iran's big announcement tonight? Does anyone know if they're live on IG? Hopefully it's Volk Fight News. Yeah, they're going to announce Volkanovski, Yair Rodriguez 2 and then nuke something, you know what I mean? Just to drop double bad news. Fighters most likely to Grape Dana White tier list? No. Humming accidentally in love? Any news, Guru? No, it was on an advert. And I recognized it from some song for some kids movie back in the day. I don't know what's the problem, baby. I don't know, maybe I'm in love, thinking about it every day, I think about it, can't stop thinking about love. That one, right? Piggy, you need to come back regularly, I'll watch you more than Netflix. I am. This is big for me, dude. I was going to not stream all week and show up at the weekend again for the event. So, you know, this is big. I don't have a video, but hey, I'm back for the regular public stream. God, it feels good to be back. There's nothing to really talk about right now in the sport, though, which is the problem. There's nothing going on. Even though there's big fights, there's jack shit going on. I'll say some shit that will get him to question him life. Thank you for the $5. Who do you think Sean's opponent is next? It seems like he's going to be fighting real soon in the aerial interview. Said it was a big name. Henry Cejudo. It'll be Henry Cejudo. I'm most mad. That's how they'll right the wrong of the Song Yudong decision. I can already see it. Thank you for the $2. Gene Silver in Fight Camp on his YouTube. 318 versus Lopez. I hope they do Lopez versus Yair. And if they don't, they are intentionally trying to ruin the company. So, we'll see. We'll see what they choose to do. Thank you for the $2. I'm late. Connor punched a guy in IB for nightclub. I think that I don't mind Gene Silver, Lerone Murphy. I think that's a big fight. I think Gene Silver versus, you know, a lot of the guys around there are big fights. I'm late. Connor punched a guy in IB for nightclub. Did he? Thank you for the $2. Connor punched a guy in an IB for nightclub. Oh, yeah, he did punch a guy. 2 left hands to the guy, right? Why are you in a club over 19 years of age? Like, genuinely, though. I was bored of clubbing when I was 18. It's insane to me that people still do it into their 20s. Makes sense that Rose makes more than Marty as she brings some key demographics, namely the PDFs, and for some reason, every politician ever, yeah. You could have just said the PDFs. But thank you for the $5, Sheep Herder 911. Can we just watch Masvidal versus Edwards at this point? Who cares? Yeah, come on. Let's have some fun with it, man. Let's put on some bullshit matchups that make 0 sense. Where's Trevor Peak? Where the fuck is Trevor Peak? You know? What are we doing here? What do you think is the greatest win in MMA history? McGregor, Aldo, Cruz, Dillashaw, Garbrandt, Cruz, Cejudo, DJ, Edwards, Usman 2, Jones, DC 1. It's probably McGregor over Aldo. Or McGregor over, not Alvarez. I don't think Eddie Alvarez was as highly rated before the McGregor fight, even though he was considered really good. He had a lot of losses, you know. He still lost to a lot of the division. I don't know, man. McGregor Aldo's pretty impressive. I wouldn't even say, Cruz Dillashaw's very good as well, but it'd have to be like Dillashaw Barao. You've missed out Dillashaw Barao there. I think Dillashaw Barao was one of the more underrated wins because people didn't think Dillashaw had a chance against him. You know, he was chinny. He got knocked out on tough. Like, there was, I think Dillashaw versus Barao is an underrated one. Impression of Spanian finding a monkey on Usman's back. What's that, lad? What's this, lad? Yuck, somebody burnt down my truck, lad. I don't know what's going on with Spanian. Sup, Judius? You seen Road to UFC Zoom press conference get hacked with gay corn? No, I didn't see that. Why do they have Zoom press conferences? Come on, man. UFC's letting the whole fucking team down. We need a Long Beach Griffey ex-MMA Guru collab. Long Beach Griffey. Why do I know that name? I've seen him before, but I don't know what from. I don't know what it is. Whoa, come on. I don't know. I've seen him before, though, and I've seen some short of his before or something. Thank you for the $10, Donnie Dilt. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $10, Donnie. I appreciate that. Young Don Dilt. Appreciate you, brother. Diddlt. Donnie Diddlt. Thank you for the 2. This chat's gay and boring, otherwise I drop 5k. Okay. Have you reached out to Hill for an interview? Jamal Hill? No, I've not reached out to Jamal Hill for an interview. Let's let him lock in. Please say fart poop in an Islam voice. Fart poop. Thank you for the 6 months. Impression of Aspinall on the cage. Celebrating as Jones is just laying there face down out cold, literally covered in his own shit, live on Netflix. For millions to see. Fucking yeah, mate. It's crazy. Whoa, let's go. Hey, how's it going, lads? Aspinall celebrating his biggest win. Hey, how's it going, fellas? What a big one, eh? Jones is just dead on the canvas. I want it to be dead, though, not just seasoned now. Which of the UFC, with the UFC trying to ignore your existence, do you think if your channel grows enough that one day they'll be forced to acknowledge you and your opinions? No, I don't know. I reckon they're just thinking that I'll, like, kill the channel dead before then, which is probably correct. Like, in about 5 years, channel's probably going to be dead. So, I don't know. We'll see. Eat your way out of a Craig Jones triangle choke? No. No, that's a female-only that's only accounted to females. Imagine you accidentally break Craig Jones's neck. Am I that far behind in donations? Jesus Christ. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that would be crazy if I accidentally broke Craig Jones's neck. That would be crazy, right? Whoa, that'd be wicked. But no, I wouldn't try to, of course. Notice the more kids go missing, the more chicken sandwiches there are. Thank you for the $2. Impression of Ariel seeing US declare war on Iran. Yes! Thank you for the $5. Guru reminds me of Rogan getting old and falling off. I know. It's sad. Impression of Dana getting asked about rape Dana White. What is that? Imagine him scared on an Instagram live, seeing that become a viral meme. We're not going to do that. We're not starting that, so don't start that shit, but that'd be so funny. Do you actually think Aspinall versus Ngannou wouldn't happen after his PFL contract is done? Heavyweight is cooked after what Jones has done living his best life. I don't think an Aspinall and Ngannou would happen, no. I don't think so. After his PFL contract is done, that's one thing, but I think the UFC is going to make a statement here to not have Ngannou back and show people. You want to become irrelevant and only be known for killing some girl in Cameroon. Follow the Ngannou route. Like that's what they're going to tell people. Thank you for the 16 months of membership, Jason Davis. Guru, I'm a big fan. Thank you for the £10, UFC James. You called me fat, Jason Davis. Well done. Guru, I'm a big fan. I've been reacting to your funniest clips on TikTok and going super viral and gaining followers. Should I stop or keep going? I get a little hate for being unoriginal. Any advice? You what? You've been reacting to my funniest clips on TikTok and going super viral and gaining followers. Should you stop or keep going? Do your thing, man. I don't really care. Keep using my clips. I don't mind that people use my stuff all the time. I don't really care. So you use whatever you want. Just don't react to like full fucking... I don't know how long you can do a TikTok reaction for, but don't react to all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Lucas Tracy has done another UFC cards of shit video. Is he gonna nuke his channel, or is that what? Does that work, chat? Could I just like rant about that every fucking day? He's done another video talking about how shit the UFC cards are. I feel like it's been 3 days since he made his last one. Am I mistaken? He's right, though. He is right. I do understand that he's right, but, like, fucking hell. I feel like I just watched him make that same video, like, 5 days ago. But I guess the UFC cards are that shit. They are really that shit. And they are, to be fair, so. Lucas is doing the Lord's work, I guess, on the front lines.